Hi, I'm Danielle and I'm the founder of The Joyful Edit. Welcome to my channel. I have just finished the most insane cycle ride of my entire life. To the point where literally my hand is still shaking, so apologies if we're a bit up in the air. But I just thought, why not take it in the middle of the moment. So we decided to hire some bikes and go all through the mountains and through the forest and through the lakes, and it was amazing and absolutely stunning. And then we stumbled across this family of elk, and there were 2 baby elks and loads of females, and this huge, and I mean huge, elk with massive antlers, just insane. So that happened, and that's literally on the way. Bearing in mind, prior to all of this, we've been told how dangerous elk are, and the elk that we saw, there was a ranger saying that he killed 2 people in the last couple of weeks. So it's oh my gosh, just mental. But not only that, my story does not end. So after that, and I'm talking literally 5 minutes afterwards, we saw this animal in the distance, and I mean not in the very far distance, and Dan was like, "What animal is that, babe?" And I was like, "I think that's a bear. I think it's a fucking grizzly bear." And it was a grizzly bear with cubs. What? It was such a mixed emotions, because honestly, you are so petrified, and then you're also in awe of this amazing, magnificent creature and its incredible cubs. So, oh my gosh, it was just absolutely insane. And it was the worst route, because you've got the bear and its cubs, and then all you've got is gravel, and gravel, as you know, is you're just literally all over the place. So it was the most amazing encounter. Dan unfortunately has got some footage. It's not the best footage, but to be fair to him, he did so well, considering the bear could attack at any moment. So it was insane. And so today I wanted to talk to you about getting out of your comfort zone. And what I originally was going to say is I was getting out of my comfort zone in terms of going on the blue track. So there's multiple tracks that you can do, and blue is quite hard, but black's the hardest. So I was so chuffed that I did a blue, and it was, honestly, it was pretty tough at times. And then, I kid you not, after the bear encounter, Dan was just "Okay babe, so we have a choice. We can either go this way and it's longer, but it's much easier, but potentially it's where we saw the bears, or we have to do a black. Are you actually joking me? Bearing in mind my heart is absolutely pounding, you're now telling me I have to do a black. Oh my goodness, this girl has pushed her limits beyond anything you could possibly imagine. It's just been insane. I've never been so relieved to see road, honestly. And I'm sorry for my family that's watching this, because they must be I'm so relieved when I get home. But yeah, what a cycle ride, just absolutely amazing. And the views were just insane. I was I kind of want to take photos, and also I'm worried that we're going to get eaten by a bear, because we were literally in where we just saw a grizzly bear and then elk, and oh my gosh, there were so many emotions. So the moral of this story is absolutely get out of your comfort zone and do the things that scare you, whilst obviously safely. Definitely do the things that scare you, because I absolutely, there was no way I was going to attempt a black. No way. That was just massively beyond my comfort zone, and I just did not feel capable in the slightest. And you know what? Your girl did it. I'm so surprised that I did it. I'm not gonna lie, there were moments I absolutely hated it. I was screaming at Dan. But yeah, you know, I said 9 out of 10 times I'd have the best reaction. That was the one time where I was just I hate it, I don't want to do this. But then overall, I absolutely loved it. And Dan was just "Okay babe, so I appreciate there were moments that you hated it, but how likely is it that you would do a black again?" And I was quite likely. So woo, very exciting. So it was so amazing, and massively pushed me beyond anything. I was going so quick, I was going all over these ramps, and anyone that knows me, that is not who I am. I am absolutely not a mountain biker in the slightest. That is just, yeah, beyond anything. So that was absolutely mental. And I suppose another thing that I've done that's pushed me way out of my comfort zone, and I'll talk about this more further on, because there's quite a lot to talk about. I went traveling to Southeast Asia for 4 months at the beginning of this year. Had the most amazing time, But oh my goodness, again, like massively pushed myself out of the comfort zone. Like one of the things that we did was we got stuck on the island in the Philippines, and it felt quite unsafe, the island that we were at. So we didn't really want to stay there. And then the next ferry was like in 6 days. So we literally had no other choice but to like, my dad was just like, well, why don't we just like commandeer a boat? And I was like, what? So he was just like, look, I'll find us a boat and we'll just make it happen. And I was just like, okay. So we like asked our tuk-tuk driver, like, does he know anyone that has a boat? And he was like, oh yeah, my uncle does. We were like, okay. So we literally went through and we went to his like uncle's house, and it's literally just full of like chickens and goats and pigs and like not really a house. And we get to like the end of their yard, and you've got like the tiniest boat. And we decided it would be a good idea, me, James and Dan. James is my best friend, just so you, in case you know. And we decided that yes, it would be a good idea to sail the Pacific Ocean and travel 10 hours on this boat. So, I mean, this year I'm just insane. And then another example is I was absolutely petrified of mopeds or motorbikes. Absolutely petrified. I hated them. And then Dan would be like, babe, like, why are you so scared of them? And he's like, what's your fear? I was like, I have a fear that I will fall off and die. And he was like, oh you know, okay, fair enough. But yeah, no, your girl then started to actually ride the motorcycle herself. Like, yes, like, mental, absolutely mental. If you could have seen me before and then seen me after, such a different person. And there was a point, and again, this is like one of those things where I'm like, oh gosh, do I share this? And again, we're authentic, we're real, so we're just gonna share it. So I was like driving the motorcycle, Dan was behind me, like on the back, and we were like listening to music, and I was like singing along, and then I swallowed a fly, and then like smashed it back out, and I just carried on singing. Like, honestly, I would never have done that before. I'm such a girly girl, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's so disgusting, I'd like have to get off and all of this. And I was just like, I was a badass. So yeah, this isn't absolutely like a brag about what things I've done, but I'm just like reminding you, and probably just like reminding myself, that you can do so many things when you put your mind to it, or you're in a situation where you are faced with a brown grizzly bear and its cubs, and you are forced to do things that you never thought you were going to do. Just bloody do it, because you feel amazing afterwards, and it just makes you feel so much like stronger and makes you feel so much more capable than you possibly imagined. Like, I thought the blue route was way out of my comfort zone, and then but before I know it, I'm on the black and I'm doing it, and I was like doing amazingly well. Yes, I was scared and it was really frightening, but I did it. And it's just a lesson to you all that like you are so much more capable than you possibly can imagine, and there are so many things out there waiting for you to just like get out of your comfort zone, like whatever that may be, and just go for it, because that's when you start feeling truly alive. Like, honestly, it's so liberating and empowering, and like, yes, a little bit frightening, and yes, my hand is still shaking, but oh my gosh, like what a moment. And these are the moments that we take with us and that we remember forever, and that make us like the people that we're meant to be and help us become the best version of ourselves. So I really hope that you found this video like inspiring and, you know, probably quite daunting. But like, that's why I'm here. Like, I really want to share the stories that I have, not to like brag about the things I've done, but to remind you that like I was exactly kind of where you were, and I took a leap of faith and I did things that I never ever thought was possible, and people also never thought was possible that I could do these things. And I'm just here like trying to live my best life and raise my standards and do things that are beyond anything I could possibly imagine. And there'll be some things that I choose to step forward and do, and there'll be other things that I'm forced to. But embrace it, embrace the excitement and the adventure and the like new you that you're becoming, because every step forward that you're taking, you're just becoming a new you. And honestly, your future self is so proud of you and is so thankful that you keep stepping forward and just becoming the most incredible, bold, confident, sassy, incredible person that you are and that you were born to be. So I hope you find this video really enjoyable, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I don't even know what day it is, because again, like, my head and my heart is literally pounding. But just remember to like and subscribe and follow me on Insta at thejoyful_edit, and I will be back for more content tomorrow.